Good afternoon. I'm deeply saddened by the terrible loss of innocent life in a bombing in Lebanon this morning. The people of Lebanon have the deepest sympathies of President Bush, the people of the United States, and my own heartfelt condolences. Our prayers go out to all the victims and their families. I first learned of this tragic loss of life as I was meeting with the Israeli Defense Minister this morning. And once again, I was reiterating our strong concern about the impact of Israeli military operations on innocent civilians during crisis. We are working very hard to try to stop the violence. Too many innocent people, Lebanese and Israeli, have suffered. Too many people have lost their lives. Too many families are homeless. And too many children have been killed, injured, or are living in fear for their lives. The circumstances are very difficult, and emotions are understandably running high on all sides. I just spoke by telephone with Prime Minister Saniora and conveyed my condolences personally to him, to the people of Lebanon. In the wake of the tragedy of the people and the government of Lebanon are dealing with today, I've decided to postpone my discussions in Beirut.
Have they not scuttled the diplomacy and delayed it beyond the law?
I spoke with Prime Minister Saniora, and what he said to me was that he was feeling extremely depressed, and depressed is not quite the right word. He was feeling very emotional about what had happened to his people. I fully understand that. But I want you to understand something too. I called him and told him that I was not coming today, because I felt very strongly that my work toward a ceasefire is really here today.
What does that mean?
It means that I have work to do here on the political arrangements and on how we get a security environment in southern Lebanon that will permit a sustainable ceasefire. And I have work to do here on that issue.
A ceasefire, because you are clearly got a political.
I think what is it's time to do is to get to a ceasefire. And we actually have to try and put one in place. I've made the point, I made the point in Rome, that we want a ceasefire as soon as possible. I would have wanted to have a ceasefire yesterday if possible. But the parties have to agree to a ceasefire. And there have to be certain conditions in place. Any ceasefire has to have circumstances that are going to be acceptable to the parties. We also have to realize that we cannot have a circumstance in which there is a return to the status quo ante, in which there is a zone in southern Lebanon in which terrorists can violate the blue zone, the blue line, and create the kind of devastating circumstances that we see today. And we would be not very responsible if we were not attending to those circumstances, as well as working as urgently and as quickly as we can to get the fighting stopped.
Thank you. Are you willing to work and work and work?